New location, who this? It's playing, man. Welcome to another episode of Out the Gate Podcast, man. I'm your host, Bryce Cosby. Got a special episode for you today, man. My first NFL game, the Hall of Fame game, a rain delay, and a torn labrum. As an undrafted free agent in your first NFL game can be a lot. Let's get into it. All right, so my first NFL game, man, it was a lot. For you all that don't know, came from Ball State University, came to Las Vegas Raiders as an undrafted free agent. And so throughout camp, prior to the preseason, as an undrafted free agent, reps can be limited. You know, reps can be very limited. Shout out Brandon Bold, man. He would come in the rookie locker room because in Vegas, we had a separate locker room during camp. Rookies, whether you was drafted or undrafted, had a locker room, and the vets had a separate locker room. So we would go into camp, get done with a practice, be all bickering and, man, like, how many reps you get today? How many reps you get today? Because we didn't have any first rounders. We gave up the house for Devontae Adams. So our first pick was in the third round. Shout out Z White. But Brandon Bold, man, one of the only vets, he would walk in the locker room, sit in the rookie locker room, be like, how y'all doing, man? Like, it really felt like your big brother was in there with you. Like, y'all going to be all right, man. Just, take advantage of the reps that you do get in practice. But I'm telling y'all, be careful what you ask for, because in these preseason games, it's going to be just y'all out there. And boy, was he telling the truth. When you're a rookie in the preseason, considering you're playing literally for your livelihood, oh, yeah, kickoff return, punt return, and whatever side of the ball you want. Like, people be dead during them preseason games. Like, it's entertainment for the football fans, and it's early in the summer or tail end of the summer, so a lot of people's itching to have football back. But little do y'all know, them preseason games is some of the hardest football games you will play in life at the early stage of your NFL career, man. But my first game specifically was the Hall of Fame game, okay? And a little bit about the Hall of Fame game. It's the first NFL game played every year. It's held in Canton, Ohio, where they hold all the shrines and memorabilia that's unique to the NFL and the NFL Hall of Fame. And so prior to us playing in the game, we actually flew to Canton, Ohio about 2 days before the game just to tour the whole entire, like I said, museum, I guess you could say, and really take in the scene. And when I was walking through this, man, it was just all sinking in, like, damn, like some of the same people I looked up to, idolized. I'm looking at their Hall of Fame bust. I'm looking at cleats from legendary moments in the NFL. It's got Super Bowl clippings, jerseys, you name it. Like, if you're a football person through and through, walking through this, it was bliss. You know what I'm saying? It was bliss. And so, oddly enough, I was at peace when I got to this stage, knowing, like, okay, I'm about to play my first NFL game in, like, 2 days. But my mental was kind of just at ease with everything because I knew exactly what I had put in to get to this point, man. Like, I feel in my heart of hearts I had the most organic route to get to the NFL. Like, I wasn't a highly rated recruit. I didn't go to a Power 5 school, spent all 5 years at the same school. I had 3 surgeries prior to leaving college, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was real for me to get to this point. So for me to get there, be in Canton, about to play my first NFL game, a lot of people ask, like, were you anxious? Were you not? Yes, I had natural nerves, but more so, it was like, man, like, we here. Through all the trials and tribulations, ebbs and flows, where I thought, like, man, this shit ain't gonna happen. We are here. Louisville, Kentucky is in the building. And so the night before, man, I can remember me, shout out Darian Butler, Isaiah Palomayo, Sam Webb, all guys I came in with, oddly enough, all undrafted guys as well. I can remember us just being in the hotel, having that last meal before, we called it a night and got ready for game day the next day. And we was just all coming to the realization, like, man, we about to play in our first NFL game. Like, is this shit not crazy? And, you know, I went to Ball State. Darian Butler went to Arizona State. Isaiah Palamayo went to USC. And Sam Webb, I'm very sorry, went to some small-ass D2 school that I can't think of right now. But Sam Webb's a baller, man. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns. He's still doing his thing. But we were just all like, man, like, you know, we got guys that came from low FBS, a perennial powerhouse like USC, and then, like I said, Sam Webb, who was at a FCS or a D2. I can't think of his school. Like I said, I apologize, Sam, but it was just all sinking in, man. Game day. Antonio Pierce, a great coach of mine that I had at the Raiders, someone I developed a lot of respect for, had a well-tenured career in the NFL, gave one of the most memorable speeches, man, the night before that first game. Like, can't remember, it was just rookies. We're all in this auditorium type of room they had in the hotel, and he was just talking from his own experience. Like, man, I can remember my first NFL game being nervous as fuck. He's like, but I've been watching, you know, AP from Cali, so he moved to the beat of a different drum. Real passionate dude. He's like, but I've been watching you motherfuckers all camp. You motherfuckers is ready. Yeah, I know some of you motherfuckers ain't got that many reps, but the reps y'all have got, you motherfuckers has made it count. And so what I want y'all to do, and what y'all better do when y'all go out there, I need y'all to drop y'all's nuts. Drop your nuts, and you better do it with a smile. Right? You better do it with a smile on your face. And we all like, hold on. You know what? You right. I'm in my head like, nah, it's finna go down. And he got me ready to run through a wall. So between coming to the realization of how far I had came, and then Coach AP Antonio Pierce giving that timely speech right before we left the hotel to go to the game, it was festering. Like, I'm tapping into mode right now. We get on the bus. I'm not lying to y'all. When I say I had this song on loop, like running it back to back to back to back. Like, I never felt like a song related to me more in an instance than when I was playing this. And we on the bus, and you know, when you got on beats, if you got that shit on to the max and someone's not listening to music, they can hear what you're listening to. So my homie, man, Darian Butler, he texts me, and you know, this is right before our first NFL game. I'm trying to be serious as hell. He's like, damn, you spinning that Get Ready by Kodak and Rod Wave, ain't you? Like, that's about third time I done heard you play that. I'm like, man, look. Because just some of them lyrics, bro, in that song was really registering to me. Like, you know, congratulations, young nigga, you did it. I mean, it wasn't that I had arrived, but, man, like I said, 3 surgeries, coming from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm finna play in the NFL. Like, ain't nobody in my family came, you know, close to this. You know, my dad went D1, but like I said, it hit different, bro, when you been through some shit, sacrifice, went through the discipline, the heartache, trials, tribulations, and all I feel like us as humans want in this life is an opportunity. And I'm realizing right there live in the flesh, like, all right, here's my opportunity. Everything I ever admired or dreamed of is right here in front of my face. So we get to the game. We warming up. I mean, immediately I knew, like, oh, this is the NFL for real. You know, you got the luxurious-ass production set up on the sideline reporter right there. Game don't start for another 3 hours. It's ESPN's over here. Fox Sports is over here. You know, all type of media people are around. Dudes' agents is on the field. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is real. Damn, there go Trevor Lawrence over there, Travis Etienne. Hey, snap the fuck out of it. You here for a reason. God put you in the room for a reason. What get out of the, can't be in fan mode right now, man. You here. You know you about to play today. So let's go. So I had to snap out of it, man. I had to realize, like, man, I'm here too. I'm one of them too. So, you know, I'm going through my own warm up, or at least I thought I was. This is how the NFL work, man. Hey, rookies, yeah. Y'all warm up with me. Y'all, like, I'm going to show y'all how to warm up. I've been playing football for 15 years, coach. Talking about, let me show you how to warm up. Cool. What do you want us to do, man? But, you know, he put us through a productive warm up. Shout out Coach Simo. But we go in the locker room, and, you know, like I said, I'm just trying to snap into mode. So the locker room is not too far from the actual field. Like I said, this was in Canton, Ohio, so we're not playing in the typical NFL stadium. So when I'm in the locker room, I'm hearing downpour. Shh. I'm like, sound like it's coming down. And we knew it was a chance of rain, but like this sounded treacherous. So any football players know. You hear that? All right, man, been a change of plans. It's a rain delay. Stay ready, stay loose. Let's not, get too comfortable. Stay loose. We don't have anything right now. We'll keep you updated. So I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like my first NFL, like the nerves is slowly starting to arise now. Like I was hitting a gradual, like I was hitting my peak as far as staying calm, gradually build motivation, getting ready for kickoff. Like I don't want to get too hyped, but I don't want to be too calm either. I'm right in that pocket. Now that there's this rain delay, it's throwing a wrench in my routine. I'm saying, like, here we go. So I'm texting my family group message. It's a rain delay, I'll keep y'all posted. All right, let us know. Good luck. We're watching. Let's go number 44. Go get him, Cosby. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep y'all posted. My mom was at the game. Her brother was at the game. Her sister was at the game. And my uncle's wife was at the game, along with my dad, my stepmom. So I had a good amount of my core family there. The rain delay went on for about close to an hour. So Denzel Perriman, shout out DP, he's in there like, man, there's people in that other locker room happy as hell there's a rain delay. They don't want to play today. So them words is kind of bleeding on me. I'm like, you know what, you right. These boys don't want to play. Like, they don't want to be out here for real. So the rain delay ends. Even after that, it's still the Hall of Fame game. So there's people who's either up to be inducted this year or have already been inducted the past year that they want to recognize, and so you have to go through that. So we're playing the Jaguars. We're standing facing the Jaguars pretty much. We're on one side of the 50, they're on the other side of the 50. So we're looking at each other eye to eye while they're recognizing these teams, and I'm just looking like, they ain't trying to play. Like, as an athlete, you always sizing up the competition. I don't care if y'all just got off the bus. I don't care what the situation is. Since I was y'all ain't trying to be out here for real today. Like this, today don't mean more to y'all than it do to me. And like I said, that might have just been me being young, naive, but I really tricked myself into believing that. Go through the hole, you dig. Opening kickoff. And I can remember having this thought in my head when I was in college for my first kickoff. Same thing in the NFL. Like, shit, here we go. Like, it's what you asked for. It's laid out here for you on a silver platter. Ask and you shall receive. First kickoff is a touchback. So, I'm just running through. Cool. I wasn't starting on defense to start the game, so I'm strictly just on special teams. Second kickoff. I'm running down, man, and I'm what you call like a field player. So you run down there full speed, and then you kind of tailor off your speed so you can become an extra layer of defense. You're the second line of defense on the kickoff team. So if something were to squeak, you can get it down. Just as expected, something squeaks. And so I'm sizing them up, and like, yeah, it's my first tackle, but I can tackle, so I'm not really worried about that. It's more so just, like I said, the nerves of my first NFL game. So I size them up. I'm taking your legs out 9 times out of 10. 5'10", man, I ain't finna be playing bruise ball with y'all, man. Check your shoe size. But, man, he ran through, he squeaked through, hit him low. Immediately, feel my shoulder pop out of place. And I noticed because I had 2 dislocations prior to this, one in high school, one in college, both on the same shoulder. This time, it was my left shoulder. So the first 2 prior was my right, this one's my left. And so, man, I can remember it popping out, and I tried to roll over and pretty much get up. And when I tried to get up using the arm that popped out, like I just collapsed back on it again. And so I can remember getting up, mustering the strength to get up and immediately just trying to like pop it back into place. Doing whatever I can to get it back in place. It's not coming back in place. Halfway on my run to the sideline, it finally pops back into place. So when I get to the sideline, my college teammate was also on the Raiders at that point, Justin Hall. He's like, good shit. How it feel out there, man? What that shit was hitting on? I'm like, bro, that shit was cool, but my fucking shoulder just popped out of place. He's like, oh, God. I'm like, yes, bro. He's like, bro, just lock in, you feel me? And so in the NFL, the medical staff is on point for sure. And so if they see any type of looks that you might be in pain or injury, hey, Cosby, can we see you for a second? And that leads into like where my mind shifted after this all happened, because being in the NFL when you're an undrafted free agent and you're hurt, you know, there's this saying in the league, the best ability is availability. So I haven't had any experience in the NFL yet. I don't know what could come out of this, but from the horror stories I've heard, if you get hurt in the NFL and you don't have any money behind you, you're getting cut. Straight up. So me telling the medical staff right after this happened, I think my shoulder just popped out of place. Scrap that. Like, that was never an option. So when they walked up to me like, you good? Seemed like you was a little, yeah, just a stinger. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. Like, all right, you sure? Let's test it. So when they said, let's test it, I'm like, oh, shit. But I usually pass the test with flying colors. And having experience through tearing my labrum, I knew I had about 2 hours of adrenaline where I could still muster up strength to perform and do what I needed to do. But it was definitely going to be uncomfortable. I passed the strength test. Everything was cool. But I still have an entire game to play. This happened in the first quarter. So now I'm dealing with, I'm clearly not 100%. I'm living my dream, but in more than less than ideal circumstances. But this is what you said you wanted, right? This is the part of sports people don't understand. Like, you said you wanted this, right? This is the dream. So if pain was involved, would this still be the dream? If setback was involved, would it still be the dream? Hell yeah. My mom's in the stance. My dad's in the stance. Ain't nobody from my family ever made it this far. I've dealt with this injury before. I've played with it before. I've proven to myself I can play with it before. Strap that shit on. Let's go. And so I immediately switched my mindset into it's time to go. Like, we can fix this tomorrow or whenever, but I may never get to play in the NFL again. So I'm not going to squander this opportunity over an injury. They're going to have to drag me off this field. The game goes on. I'm getting more and more comfortable. I'm trying to combat playing with the torn labrum and being productive at the same time. And things is going smooth. I get in on defense early in the game. They try me on a over route, like the first third down overthrow. So I'm like, all right, cool. Right before halftime, I'm chasing a guy across the field, and they're running a mesh concept. Football guys know what that is, but basically it's two guys running drags from opposite sides of the field. It's a man coverage beater. They're hoping that somebody has to deviate their path to chasing, and it leaves someone open. That's exactly what happened. I'm chasing my guy. One of our linebackers is chasing his guy. We don't see each other. Boom! Friendly fire. And my shoulder pops out again. And so this time I didn't have the courage to, or not the courage, I didn't have the strength to get up. Like, I couldn't get up. It was out. You know what I'm saying? I'm screaming on the ground like, fuck! And so they come out there. Like I said, it's right before half. So they're like, we're going to do some evaluations, so we go in at halftime. So we go in at halftime. They're testing me again, doing the strength test, put some icy hot on it. Denzel Perriman walks in there. It's like, all right, nigga, you'll be all right. Tape that shit up, nigga, let's go. And I'm like, nah, for real, I feel you. So like I said, they put some icy hot on it. Wasn't no Toradol shot, none of that. Good old icy hot, man. And we back out here. So in that second half, man, I ain't gonna lie, I had a good game. It was one series, I had a tackle, boom. So it was a concept we were kind of expecting going into the game. I didn't trust it all the way. So they throw the ball to the dude that we thought they were going to throw it to, and it became a bang-bang play. Darian Butler, I've said his name a lot this episode. He's one of my best friends from the league. He's like, come on, Bryce. I told you that shit was coming. Like, trust it. It's crazy how them dynamics of friendship and brotherhood switch when you hit that field. There'd be instances where you like, hey. But that's just sports. Like, shit get competitive, but you'll talk to your mans like you swear you never knew him before behind this football shit, sports in general. And so Black damn near cussing me out. I'm like, all right, I got you. Next possession, I come off the edge, TFL. And I'm telling y'all, if I was healthy, I would have been popping it after that play. But my shoulder, I can't even move my shit, so I'm just a little gradual fit, like, yeah, good shit, Bryce. But if anybody who knows me knows how I'll get after a play. In the NFL on national television? All right. Next play, they tried me with that same concept. That Black was, or Darian Butler, if you hear me reference him as Black, that's his nickname. Darian Butler had warned me about they come back to the same exact play on the opposite side of the field on third down. And if you're not a football person, just bear with me right now. But all my football people, I just got to break down the science of how I made this play, man. We're in cover 2. And so I want to give the quarterback the illusion that I'm in man. Because if I show him I'm in cover 2 and hide in what we would call the apex, I'm probably going to discourage this throw. I want to give him the illusion that, it's going to be open. So what do? I line up outside of number 2. And I got man eyes. So I'm really giving the quarterback everything he's looking for. Like, okay, this is man-to-man. Cool. This tight end should be open. Hut. I slowly slide inside. Pause. He tried to sneak it in. I'm telling y'all, if he wouldn't have tried to back shoulder this throw, I'd still be running. But I got a PBU, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm getting up like third down PBU, first game in the league. Off the torn labrum, I'm out here. I'm activated. You know what I'm saying? Because I just had a hell of a series. Remember Max Crosby coming off the sideline like, good shit. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, torn labrum and all, it don't matter. I'm going to make plays. And I just got into a groove after that. Had a big hit. They tried to fine me for that. I'm like, man, I just got my signing bonus was $8,000. Are we really finna, like, I'm undrafted? Is that what we doing? By the grace of God, I was able to appeal that because I was finna tell them, the number y'all asking for, I don't got it. So I don't know how that works in the league, but I don't got it. And so, man, I was able to finish the game on a high note, honestly, productive. And after the game, athletes know you have a good game, it's on TV. My phone is blowing up. People I ain't heard from in years, family, beat writers for the Raiders, best performers in Las Vegas Raiders opening Hall of Fame game, notable performers. You know how when NFL training camps, it's always storylines on like guys who are rising and falling and, you know, dark horses on who can make the team. You know, after that game, my name was getting brought up in those conversations. You know what I'm saying? I was building positive momentum. But the reality is, I knew I got 2 days to figure out how I'm about to be able to lift my arm above my chest before I go into another full-fledged NFL training camp practice. Because once again, I don't give a damn that I just played good. I'm not telling them that I just tore my labrum. To me, I feel like I'll lose all leverage after that. So after the game, my mom's the first one that comes up to me when I'm walking out the locker room. And my mom, for anyone who's followed me on social media or even through this platform, knows what my mom means to me, and she knows that she raised me on tough love. And like I said, she's told me she's proud of me an abundance of times, that she loves me, all of that stuff. But when I walked out of that locker room and she looked me in the eyes, like, I am so proud of you. Like, I felt it, and I could see that, how much seeing her son on the biggest stage of what he loves to do, how much pride and joy that gave her. And because I knew she could handle it, and she was my best friend, and we had already been through all the ebbs and flows, I was like, thank you, Mom, I love you. I had to tell her. But I popped my shoulder out of place. And she was like, you've got to be kidding, because we've been through this road. She knows what this consists of. A lot of an emotional roller coaster, possible me dislocating it again, guaranteed surgery. So it's just an uphill battle from here. But I knew, and this is the reality of sports, anyone who's involved with athletes, families, girlfriends, close friends, the stressors of that person rubs off on everyone involved. And me being conscious of this and not really wanting to take away from the moment, with all my family that was there, my mom was the only one I told, because I didn't want anyone else having to worry, and I didn't want to take away from the moment and the experience. I don't want to take a high and make it a low. Everyone here is proud that me being a member of our family represented and put on at the biggest stage. And so I didn't feel like it was necessary at that time for me to say, yeah, but I dislocated my shoulder today and tore my labrum. Like I said, we'll just deal with this how we deal with it. And so to wrap this episode up, man, I think the takeaway was sometimes your breakthrough and your setback can all happen in the same instance. And while this was a moment that I'll always be proud of for how I was resilient and handled it, it was one of the toughest things I had been through, because while your dreams happening live in the flesh, you know that it's an uphill battle literally from this point forward. And so while all the clippings and highlights and videos people were making about me right after that game, all I'm worried about is how I'm going to get my shoulder better in the next 48 hours. Like, I'm icing around the clock, ibuprofen. I'm not doing anything just to give myself a chance to look healthy enough to survive a 2 or 3 hour practice. And so injuries are something that, if you play long enough, athletes, I feel, is inevitable. It's something that, especially when you're playing past high school, no one's essentially 100% ever. But it taught me opportunities and windows are precious, and I don't have any regrets about the situation. I think advice I might give to someone who could possibly go through this down the road, if you feel as though you put something good on film, I might say it wouldn't be your worst bet to tell the coaches, because at least you can leave on great film. So even if they cut you or whatever the case may be, your last imprint is that good performance. Because if I'm being honest with y'all, and this will be another episode, the very next week, my ass got scored on. So you think they give a damn that I was out there playing with a torn labrum? No. You gave up a tutty. And I watched my trajectory go from this to this. I was still able to make the practice squad, but like I said, every opportunity, every situation, every instance in the NFL can either incline your trajectory or decline it. Every rep matters. It all matters, man. Nonetheless, grateful for the opportunity to be a part of the Hall of Fame game. You know what I'm saying? It's a game I'll never forget for a lot of reasons, but I don't have any regrets about it, man. And, shout out to all the names and people that was involved in this story, because it's one I'll never forget. But that's all she wrote for today. He's going to hate that I'm doing this, But shout out to D-Rob. You know what I'm saying? Videos on the ones and twos. Out the gate, yeah, we added some, I wanted to watch my language, but we added some fucking pieces to the puzzle. Y'all need the content, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Shit was getting a little overwhelming. Anybody in content, man, my storage on my phone was getting high. You know what I'm saying? It was just becoming a lot. And I can be stubborn in the sense that sometimes I won't do shit on my own. But De'Aaron had been told me, like, come holler at me, man. I can make life easier for you. I was like, I don't really know, like, where this is headed. So I'm trying to, but now I see. And you ain't off the hook either. Shout out to my dog, John. The man that wears many hats. We're just going to leave it at that. But as always, if you watch this episode, you spend time out of your day to tune into this, I really appreciate it. There's more content, more storytelling on multiple platforms. If you don't follow me on TikTok, Instagram, here, YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe if you like stories, reactions, and commentary of this nature. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time, as always, if you believe in you, I believe in you.